All right. We are live, ladies and gentlemen. How are we doing today? Gonna check audio here real quick, make sure we're all good. This fraud scandal. Insanity. Insanity. Okay. I can hear myself. Sorry, guys. Working on some technical glitches. Anyways, let's get into it. All right. Pull this up here. How we doing today, folks? We're going to do this real quick. Just making sure everything's working out. All right. Gonna check the stream. All right. Yeah. I mean, how can you not think that people like this is not happening everywhere in the US? This is just one event that got uncovered. But I guarantee you there probably won't be. But there should be investigations into every state, especially the blue ones, that are just funding these programs. I mean, like I saw a stat on X that this is more money than the Somalian GDP that was defrauded by these Somalian immigrants. I mean, of course they're going to come here and do this. They are insanely rich for doing so. Wait, you guys can hear that, right?
In Minnesota, as literally billions of dollars have been funneled through Somali-ran fraudulent businesses. So much fraud, it could actually almost replace the entire
Oh, you couldn't hear it. Okay, sorry guys. Okay, now you can.
GDP of
Look,
Somalia.
that's just what I was saying. I mean, insane. Like, how can that get unchecked? Like, someone has to be accountable. And now Tim Walz is saying he's going to be the one to fix this. I mean, come on. Under his watch, I saw another stat on X. He was governor in 2018. And when that happened, this is when that fraud started. And now he's saying he's going to fix it. Yeah.
These fraudsters have worked hand in hand with the Minnesota government as they enabled billions of dollars to be given to fraudulent businesses underneath welfare purposes. Some of this money eventually landed in the hands of terrorist groups in Somalia like the Al-Shabaab, and others enriched themselves all at the US taxpayers' expense.
I don't know about you, but I don't want tax dollars going to fund terrorist organizations overseas. The money that this is going, like, where's this money going? There's the thousands of these shell companies set up. I guarantee you across the US, this is probably a minuscule amount. I mean, California, insane. Like, like, you see that Sacramento fraud case. I bet you that's not even unmatched. And where are those dollars going? Are they just going into the pockets of these people? Is it going to fund? Well, we'll get to that in a bit because I think it's going back to the voting blocks. It's a way to funnel money from the taxpayers back to supporting Democratic politicians. I mean, that's the definition of fraud, like election interference. I bet you there's going to be nothing done with this. The mainstream is not touching it.
And in this video, we will break down all of the fraud from start to finish, from going to the fraudulent businesses and confronting the people who are making millions of dollars from the government. And we will also be confronting the incompetent government leaders who let this fraud happen.
Yeah, and she's the one there now getting aggressive, saying, "Oh, you racist, you whatever." When this is his money, this is his it's all of our money. We don't going into a fake daycare. They can't even spell the name right. I mean, come on. How are we expected to be okay with that?
To make this happen, I met up with a man who's been doing his own investigation for years now, as he has seen the fraud firsthand. His name is David. Let's get into this and be prepared to be shocked. How deep is this fraud here inside of Minnesota?
It is far worse than anybody can imagine. You heard it's...
And I bet you we're not even at the tip of the iceberg now. You see Elon digging in here, looking at where all these dollars are going. $8 billion? Where does that go? That's a lot of money. You think about it. If you have a $1 million house subdivision, that's 8,000 homes worth $1 million. Where does that money go? Where does that go?
7 to 10 billion and maybe more, and now the numbers have been revised and put out there publicly that they think it's more like 8 billion. How I got involved is that where my office is here in Minneapolis, I'm sort of in the heart of all of this fraud, and I would see these childcare centers. I said, well, there aren't any kids there. It's the middle of the day, and all I see are a couple of guys standing out.
Do you know why this can go so long? People obviously notice this. Because everyone is so scared of being called a racist. It's the only reason. The only reason. They're so scared about being perceived with that cancel culture that no one's going to say anything, especially not politicians who need those votes.
Front smoking, and then I'd go by another daycare and I'd see the same thing. I said, well, where do these kids play? And so I started to go online and look, and I said, this place is licensed for 80 children. They had 0 children. Every time I went by there, they never had a single child there. Then I started to see all these transportation companies going around, and it was always a Somali driver. And I said, well, that's great. They're out there transportation, contributing, but they never had a passenger. Never, ever.
Drive themselves around. Gotta log some kilometers on the vehicles, right? Not a single kid. Like, this guy's known this for years. People just play the ignorance card. It's the same thing with the border. It's the exact same thing as the border. It was so obviously happening, but everyone was so scared to say it. Like, it's just the party of it's insane.
For once. And I said, well, what is all this transportation? What are they doing? So then I found out that in Minnesota, they have something called non-emergency medical transportation. So this is going to the dentist's office, therapy, whatever it might be. And I said, well, how many of these companies are there? And the research came back that...
Why do they have these state-funded transportation organizations? What is that?
There are 1,020 of them, and more than 800 of them are Somali-owned.
What's with 800 of them are Somali-owned? These private transportation organizations. I mean, if anyone looked at it with a 5-year-old could have figured this out. One of the kids learning at the centers could have figured that out if they were real. I mean, it's just a total cover-up by the Democrat. Like, Tim Walz should be in jail for this.
Nobody from the state of Minnesota ever cross-checks to see if any rides were ever actually provided. All they did was write the check.
So right here we have all this paperwork. And how are you getting all this information about the fraud?
A lot of it is through my own research. And then I have some contacts at the Capitol going back many, many years. And so the data that I'm getting is 100% accurate, coming directly from research.
This guy could figure it out just by looking at it, with literally just looking at what's going on. I mean, you're about to see this. Them going down to that center. I saw the clip on X by this guy here saying that the Learning Center, never had kids, their name is spelt wrong, and they got millions of dollars every year from your money, from the taxpayers. Everyone says, oh, they got government funded. No, government funded doesn't exist. It's taxpayer funded.
Done by people at the state capitol.
All this paperwork right here, What are we looking at?
The areas of fraud that I have numbers for are mostly related to childcare. This is massive fraud that is beyond anyone's imagination, the scope. And so, for example, there's a childcare not far from here in Minneapolis that has two childcares listed at the same address, and together they're licensed supposedly for
Two at the same address, both owned by Somalis, both with 0 children. I mean, how does that happen? How does that happen for years, getting billions of dollars? It's insane.
for 120 children. I have never seen a single child there ever, and I've been by that place at least 100 times.
These Somalians, these groups are setting up these daycares, these childcare centers.
100 times, never seen a single child there. Same address, both get millions of dollars every year. Millions of taxpayer dollars. What is the scope of this? This is Minnesota, in Minneapolis, one sminy micro echo chamber for this. I bet you there is trillions of dollars across the U.S. being funneled. I mean, California, I hope this triggers something into California. I guarantee you, and that's why people don't want the ICE raids. They got it made. They have it made. They get just free dollars with doing nothing and funnel it back. But the real thing is, where's that money going? And that's going to be part 2 of this story, because I think that it's some pretty dark places.
Getting money from the government, but there's no kids.
No kids. Never had any of them. They're all fraught with violations, and even though they have these violations, they're still in operation and they're still getting money. And it's millions of dollars for every one of them every year.
And who's getting the money? And where are they getting the money?
That's what we're going to figure out, because I don't think we're going to know that by this report, which is a very surface level report, just exposing the fraud. But this guy, credit to him, independent journalist, did a fantastic job. But now we need the politicians and people to really dig in on this. Where is this money going? I bet you it's going to overseas, back home in Somalia. Now, there's a lot of terrorist organizations, dictatorship stuff over there. If that money's going there, Tim Walz should be locked up in federal prison for the rest of his life. It is total ignorance and total lack of responsibility if that's happening.
So we have a thing called CCAP. It's a blend of federal and state money. The bottom line is it's taxpayer money, so it's state money and it's federal money. And the problem
federal money too. Federal. So it's not even that just the U.S.'s money is going in there.
Is the people at the state of Minnesota are the ones writing the checks. This is kind of the maddening thing is you have daycare, so you have adult daycare, and then you have child care, and then you have health care.
What is adult daycare?
And a lot of these same names keep coming up on all of these different types of businesses. And then, of course, we have the transportation, and a lot of those same names appear, a lot of the same addresses. There's one building that has 14 Somali healthcare companies at the same address.
14 Somali healthcare clinics in the same addresses. I mean, I bet you there's not a soul in there ever. Not a soul. They just take the money and send it back. I mean, it's the most blatant fraud you've ever seen. And the only reason why people don't want to call this out is because of the perception they're going to call it racist. And all those people being imported are going to vote for Tim Walz.
There's another building in St. Paul that has 22 Somali healthcare businesses at the same address.
And the government knows about this.
The government knows, they're writing the checks. Yeah, the Democrats over there just writing the checks. What has happened is that...
How can a voter base ever trust them again? How?
Somali community is a very closed community. They will not speak to anyone outside the community and talk about what's going on within the community. They vote as a block.
That doesn't sound like an American immigrant to me.
So
that sounds like a foreign person that's come here to be siphoned into money for political reasons.
When you're a politician, you're saying, look, I've got 100,000 people in Minnesota that if I do something for the community, they're going to vote for me. And
thank you.
That's what it's all about, is getting the votes. And then the people here in Minnesota, you hear this term, Minnesota nice. I'm so sick of that term The people here are so afraid of being called a racist or an Islamophobe, and they're afraid of their own shadow. And I don't understand. This is our future generations are going to have to pay for all this fraud, and they just want to bury their heads in the sand and go on and just not worry about it. Tim Walz.
They've made it impossible to stand up to anything. If you say anything against them, you're a racist. I mean, just look at Elon right now. He is getting screamed from the rooftops that he's a racist. I mean, come on.
Saying there's organized crime in Minnesota. What did he do about it? Nothing. You got organized crime? What are you doing? This is the Minnesota law, which mandates that anyone who knows of fraud, I think it's more like, and is a state employee, must report that fraud. It's Minnesota Statute 3.971, Subdivision 9. Not only that, but Walz is also guilty of misconduct of a public employee. When I look at the world as a whole, and I look at fraud, the Twin Cities is ground zero. The fraud is worse here than anywhere else ever in history, anywhere.
I've been to Minnesota, Minneapolis. It's a beautiful city. But they've lost their way. This is insanity. The people of Minnesota should be outraged by this. If I lived in Minnesota, I would be furious. Billions of dollars. And then they go around saying, we need to increase taxes so the government can have more money. That's what they say. Oh, we can't pay for healthcare. You can pay for $18 billion of Somali immigrants to use that money for God knows what, but you can't use the money for your own citizens.
We're going to go confront these people. We're going to go to these daycare centers. We're going to see what's actually happening.
Okay, so we have to be careful because these people are very violent. They're exceptionally violent.
Now, with all of David's evidence, we headed out to the streets of Minneapolis to see how much fraud we could uncover in one afternoon. Where are we going now?
We're going to a place called Mako Child Care, which actually has another child care registered at the same address called Mini Child Care Center.
So we should see lots of children if there's this child care center, especially if there's two.
The two of them combined are licensed for 120.
Streets of Minneapolis. And how much money have these child care centers received?
None of those vans have moved in 6 months. None of them.
It's so blatant. It's so blatant. I mean,
in 2020, one of them received 1.3 million. In 2021, they got 987,000. In 2022, they got 714,000. That's the last I have for that one. And then the other one, 1.604 million in fiscal year 2025. Fiscal year 2024, they got.
Why would a single daycare in Minnesota get that amount of money anyway? $1.6 million to a daycare center in Minnesota. It's not. How does that not set off alarm bells? I mean, you have to be from Somalia to think that that's normal. I mean, come on. Anyone with a brain can see that that's clearly fraud.
About 800,000, and in fiscal year 2023, they got $904,059. This place right here. Yes.
We're outside of it.
Well, this is actually two daycares are registered here. One of them is Mako, which you see on this sign. The other one is Mini Child Care Center. And between the two of these child care centers, they're pulling in about $3 million a year.
$3 million for that? For that? With no kids.
And there are no children. Every facility that you go to, the windows will be blocked out so you can't see in. There's nobody here. You won't see a single child at any of these facilities.
There are indeed no windows. All the windows are black.
This guy right here did God's work on this. I mean, exposing this when no one knew what was going on. I mean, people knew, but everyone was just so scared. Ultimate props to him. Ultimate props to him.
Out right here. All right, let's go in.
Nick Shirley. Nick Shirley.
No.
And the child care center is locked. Should we ring the doorbell?
Yeah.
Try to get in, ring the doorbell. Nobody showed up. They're open 7 days a week, 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. it says here on their sign, yet there's absolutely nobody here. And this building here, right here, has generated
broad daylight in the winter on a weekday. Not a soul there. windows blacked out. What are we looking at? The windows are blocked out of a childcare space. $1.5 million to that. The snow's not even shoveled.
Millions of dollars, and it seems like business isn't even open right now, and it's a weekday. And if this was a daycare center, it wouldn't just be in some industrialized building. There would be maybe like a playground or something outside, or...
There's no play area for the kids. So where are the kids?
I gotta ask you, Automatic Switch. You're from Minnesota. Do you live there now? Have you seen these places? I've been to Minnesota once. I have a really good friend from Minnesota, and he said he knew that this was happening. He said he knew that they were just funding these immigrants like crazy.
Where's anybody? How can there be nobody here? And it's like this every single day. I've never seen a single child here. In 9 years, I've never seen a single child at this building. Right there.
Oh, then now it looks like we already got the Somalis coming through.
Yeah, they're coming. The word's out.
Hello, is this your daycare?
No. Can you tell us why there are no children? Have you ever seen children at this child care center?
I'm not sure. I don't.
Doesn't know if she's ever seen a child here. All right, let's go to the next location. And the fraud only gets more from here. Make sure you...
Guys, I don't have to tell you how much this enrages me. I mean, it is literally your dollars. Everyone says, oh, it's government funded. The government will pay for it. The government can't pay for anything. The government takes money from you. That's the only way the government is funded.
Stay till the very end of this video to see exactly how much fraud we find by the time we are done. And before we go to the next location, I want to show you something super interesting about the flags of Minnesota.
This is insane. This is insane. I mean, they literally mimicked the flag, the new flag. I don't know why they changed it in the first place. Maybe Automatic Switch knows, but they literally mimicked the Somali flag. They just want to be so woke, so nice, so inviting that they just literally turn a blind eye, pay them millions of dollars to come here and just take it and do God knows what with it. I want to know where this money goes.
And here in Minnesota, if you take a look at the Minnesota state flag, they recently changed it, and it very much so resembles the flag of Somalia. And really quick, I want to tell you guys about the sponsor of this video, Opus Clip. What used to just be an AI clipper has now become the most powerful AI growth tool for creators. Right now, over 10 million. You upload a video or copy a YouTube link, and Opus will do scoring and new captions. And I've said it before, but Opus is so...
Opus. There we go.
Back into the video. Now we're going to the next daycare center. How much money has this one generated?
This one, in fiscal year 2025, $1,042,059. In fiscal year 2024, $1,059,078.
I mean, come on, guys. I'm yapping because I'm pissed off. You can yap in chat all you want. I'm watching here with you. But I mean, it just enrages me. This stuff. Oh my God.
And in fiscal year 2023, $727,336.
This next one is literally one block away, and this one's also generated nearly $3 million in the past 3 years. Let's see if there's any children. Let's see if any of the buildings are open. Here we go. All right, we've arrived to ABC Learning Center. All the windows are blacked out. Let's see if anybody...
Shit. What did this do, guys? Oh, shit.
...is here. This door is locked.
I mean,
this facility is licensed.
Look at this door. You're telling me that there's kids that go there to learn every day? I mean...
For 40 children. 0 children. I've come by this place 100 times. I've never seen a child here, ever. The only thing I've ever seen is someone standing outside smoking.
What's crazy about this is that last daycare center is that green building right there. And the other daycare center right now is right here. These buildings should be operating as they're receiving literally millions of dollars. I knocked on the door, and to my surprise, somebody actually answered the door. Hello? Can we speak? Yeah. I would like to check a child in the daycare. Can I speak to a manager? Where can I get paperwork to file for my son? I wanted to put my son Joey in daycare. And after a few questions, the lady went silent. Looks like little Joey Shirley ain't going to daycare here. And now where are we going?
Now we're going to.
Thanks, Squish. Thanks, Squish, buddy. I'm just yapping my head off here at this blatant fraud. I mean, I hate it. I hate it so much that my money is just going to fund these Somalians. I mean, I just hate it. It's insane that people let this happen. They have no care for actual people who are paying in these dollars, who are trying to make ends meet, and they just pay all this and then say, "Oh, we got to increase your taxes to get some more money for us."
Sweet Angel Childcare.
We're in the middle of a strip mall here inside of this neighborhood.
In fiscal year 2025, this facility, which has its license for 74 kids, was paid $1.26 million in tax money. And there are no kids, and all the facilities are the same way, all of them.
Let's see if anyone opens.
Yeah, let's see.
Once again, I try to find a
I mean, look at this place. How did they got a Ring doorbell there?
spot for my son Joey, and they would not open the door. I want to put my son Joey in daycare. Cuz I need a spot to put my son Joey.
Yes.
Is this your daycare center?
No, I work there. What's happened?
I just want to put a child in daycare, but all the daycare centers seem to be closed. No one's opening the doors.
You work here?
That look at the camera, guys. That look at the camera was crazy. He was like, oh shit. That was bad. You see that? Oh my God.
I was, yeah. What's happened?
Where are the kids?
Yeah?
It says it's licensed for 74 children. Right here, state of Minnesota. Where are the kids? They
Yeah.
got paid $1.26 million in fiscal year 2025. It says they have a capacity for 74 children.
When? No, when?
Where are the kids? Right here. State of Minnesota website. You work here and you don't know?
I don't know. I was there.
Oh my God. Just smoking gun stuff here, guys. Smoking gun. This guy he's got to be scared shitless. I mean, you're caught red-handed. You got locks on the doors, windows blacked out.
I don't know what's going on.
Were there any kids when you worked here?
He's there. Kids there. What's
How
happened?
many?
I don't know.
You don't know?
Yeah.
You worked here. Okay, well then you're not of any help.
Can I put my son in a daycare here?
No, I don't know.
Can I speak to someone?
No, I don't know.
No? Yeah, I would like to see if I can put my son Joey here.
Who's your son, Joey?
My son Joey. Can I check out daycare center?
I'm not my son. No! You're a liar. I'm the owner.
Do you put your kid here in this daycare?
No.
There is one child.
Not a single kid around. Oh, he just said one child, so maybe it's one of their children. Like, do they live here? That's kind of what I'm suspecting now. That these people just live here and they take money that's given to them from federal grants, live there, and then there's probably some behind the doors thing where they don't, because there's stuff now coming out on X. I think it was after this video got released that these organizations are donating the maximum amounts back to Democrat politicians using taxpayer dollars to fund Democrat run campaigns. Insanity.
In there? Yeah, I'd like to know if this is a legit business.
Me, I'm scared of you too. How come I explain everything?
You're scared of me?
Yeah.
Why?
Because of your curry.
Because of my color. You said you're scared of me because of my color. Does that make you a racist?
Yeah, no.
But
no.
you said you're
I'm
scared
not
of me
does.
because of my color.
I'm not saying you're racist.
You said you're.
It does make you a racist, actually. That's judging someone on the color of their skin is racist.
Scared of me because of my color. That makes you a racist. So right now,
This is my
they're all
tax
getting
money.
mad because he's showing the
I
paperwork
don't
of this
know that.
business being registered as a business. 74 children,
I've
no
lived my whole
children.
life
We
here.
saw one child when the lady opened up the door.
So
But now
where did
they're
this
all
money
getting mad.
go? What was this money spent on? 1.26 million. What was that money spent
ask the
on?
owner.
There aren't any kids.
Ask the owner and the kids.
Well, then why are you talking
That's
for
not
the
my
owner
proof.
if you're
That's
telling me
not
to
my
talk
proof.
to the owner?
I'm sorry. I'm not understand what you're talking about.
Do you have a child here?
No.
Does anybody?
No.
Where are the 74 kids? Did you lose them? Did you lose these kids? Do I need to call someone? Do I need to issue an Amber Alert for missing children? Are these children missing? It's not my business that children are missing. 74 infants and toddlers, preschool.
You're funny, automatic switch. You're funny, buddy. Guys, like, this is insane.
It's right there. There's no children anywhere.
It's from the state of Minnesota right here.
I wish they took the time and transcribed what they were saying back and forth. Is Somalian? Is Somalian a language?
I think we're moving on to the next location. Have a good day. As we continue to show the blatant fraud that was taking place here in Minnesota, Somalis started following us around the city. And now we're being followed by the Somalis. This is another daycare center, absolutely no signage, and there's no footprints in the snow of children playing outside. $5 million within the past.
$5 million for that piece of shit. Like, you have to have revenue. What? How could that ever be justified? Who was signing these checks?
$9 million in 2 years. 5.9 million they received in 2 years. That facility right there.
And now we have a group of Somalis telling us.
This is the tip of the iceberg, guys. How much more of this is going to come out now? You're going to have independent journalists like this guy going across the country trying to find these places. I bet there's going to be some people in California. And then what's even more interesting, what's going to be their defense for it? Because they're going to have something insane that people on the left are just going to justify to their grave. But this is unjustifiable.
Our vehicle right now. From this daycare center, we headed over to the infamous Quality Learning Center, which actually spells Quality Learning Center.
Now, this is what went super viral. They spelt learning wrong. Leering. Leering Center. You can't Google it?
On the outside of their sign. That's how blatant this fraud is here at this daycare.
Don't open up!
So this is Quality Learning Center. I meant to say Quality Learning Center.
Don't open up!
They said they spelt learning
Who's screaming, don't open up? Why? Don't open up, why?
wrong.
Don't open up!
How do you have ice here?
I mean, look at her. They're the ones that are going to justify this somehow.
Ma'am, I'm literally a YouTuber.
Don't open up!
Ma'am, what do you think about the fraud that's taking place here in Minnesota?
Don't open up! We have ice!
And what do you think about this place being licensed for 99 children
Don't open up!
and getting $4 million
Don't
over the...
open up!
I mean, that's why this happens. That type of person right there. Just ignorant to facts. Just wants to fight. Anything that Trump says or anything on that side is just automatically wrong. Like, you cannot argue with this. There's not a child there. There's not a child there. It's spelt wrong, and she's defending it.
Ice!
$4 million in the last 2 years?
Go away!
What do you think about that? Are you in
Go
favor?
away!
Are you in favor of that?
Go away!
You know
You're
where the-
not welcome here.
Are you-
Shame on you!
Are you in favor of $1.9
Shame
million
on you. It's
going
ice.
illegally,
Don't open up!
fraudulently to this business that has Quality Learning Center but can't even spell learning right on the door?
Don't open up!
Ma'am, we are not ICE.
I don't care who you are. You don't belong here.
I belong here just like you belong here.
Don't open up! It's ice!
You do realize that there's supposed to be 99 children in here at this building, but there's no one here. This is a child daycare
Minnesota
center.
says 99 children. Paid $1.9 million this year in CCAP.
She's trying to think of how I can defend this. Oh, you guys are racist because... Oh, no. Ice. She's just trying to think of it, but she got no defense.
funding.
Did she mention Trump? Say, you guys are Trump, MAGA.
You know where the children are? Were they kidnapped? They run away? Where are the children? This is state of Minnesota. Right here.
And who are you?
My name's Nick Shirley, ma'am.
And who are you with?
Nick Shirley. Nick Shirley on YouTube.
Yeah, so who are you with here?
Oh, he's just been doing some research investigating the fraud that's taking place here in Minnesota.
Yeah, I'm with Nick Shirley.
This lady, she's calling us ICE. We're just trying to put law and order back in the streets of the United States.
Why do people think they have the right to dox ICE agents in the first place? It's insane to me. They're law enforcement. They're doing their job. They're protecting you. Like,
Get rid of all the fraud. Have you ever seen children at that daycare center right there?
Where?
Yeah, it's right there. It says the child, you've never seen daycare.
I haven't seen anybody in here.
We're gonna educate you on something. So what do you think about this daycare center? They spelt learning wrong. They've received over $1.9 million this year alone, and they're supposed to have 99 children here.
I don't see it.
99 children.
Have you ever seen any children here?
None at all. None.
This year they got 1.9 million. Last year they got 1.5 million of your tax money for 99 children. We just want to know, where are the kids?
Right.
Where are the children?
I don't see them. I've been here since 2017. I haven't seen anybody like
Never
that
seen
here.
a child here.
No, not at all.
There hasn't ever been children there. I mean, they're not letting people come in. There's obviously, I saw another report then that Fox News called a bunch of these numbers on these daycares, and they just weren't active or didn't exist. Yeah.
Oh,
And so you've
8
never
years.
seen a child here for 8 years.
Nope, not at all.
And how does that make you feel knowing that this place is receiving
Disgusting.
$1.9 million?
Disgusting.
Thank you. Finally, someone that can actually see it that's in Minnesota. I mean, Minnesota is one of the most like woke places in the world, and it can get freezing there. Automatic switch. I've been there, minus 20 degrees Fahrenheit, like freeze your face off cold.
I mean, what the hell? They stealing the money. That's a federal grant too. That's if they get caught for that's a federal offense. I know. I studied law.
And do you think Tim Walz should go to jail for all the fraud that he's enabled here in his state?
That's him doing this? Well, heck yeah. He's got to be held accountable for this. I mean, just
He won't be. They'll defend him to the grave. They'll defend him to the grave unless if they can get smoking gun evidence. Because what they're going to do is they're going to scream racist towards anyone that tries to come after him. That's what they're going to do to try to use that cancel element to just deflect any responsibility.
there's no rhyme or reason what's going on here. It's simple. It's nothing there. It's a parking lot.
And look, they even spelled learning wrong on their sign for a place that's supposed to be educating children.
That's crazy. I mean, who runs it? Who supposedly runs it?
Somalians.
Oh my god. Well, where? Yeah, it's just. I've never seen nobody here at all.
He's been there for what, 8 years?
So how long have you been living here?
Since 2017. 2018.
You've never seen a single child walk in that building.
No, not at all.
So this daycare center is literally just a place to traffic money. $1.9 million just this year alone. And this guy's been living here for 8 years and has never seen a single child walk through those doors. There's no windows either.
No.
And the only window they do have, the door, is blacked out.
Yep.
I'm in Maine automatic switch. It's not better up here. I mean, look at, like, guys, this is insane. Like, a local there can't even, never even noticed that it was spelt wrong. I mean, how could you unless you looked at it, right? It's just so easy to get away with it if they just give you checks. Like, there's buildings like that on the corner of, I'm actually going to go out tomorrow and just look at all these buildings. Does anyone, where can you find this information? Like, how did they get this?
I see that. I've never seen anybody go in there.
Within just a few hours, we nearly approached $20 million in fraud, and we headed over to George Floyd's neighborhood to expose more of the fraud taking place.
This place
I forgot that happened in Minnesota. I forgot that was Minnesota. That's crazy.
is called.
They're gonna push back. Like, I bet you there'll be riots in Minnesota. There should be riots in Minnesota about this. They're using taxpayer dollars. Everyone who lives in Minnesota, and they're using federal. So they're using all of our money to fund this. Our money that we pay into taxes is going here. And yet California is introducing a wealth tax that will tax billionaires more. What they just to get themselves more power, more money in their pockets. Politicians. What they should do is cut taxes for everyone, cut the government, and then let people make decisions for themselves.
Future Leaders Early Learning Center, and it's licensed for 90 children. And in fiscal year 2025, they received.
So does it not ring any red flags that the entire Somali population runs daycares?
$3.6 million. In fiscal year 2024, they received $3 million. So in 2 years, they got $6.67 million, claiming they have 90 children every day of the week, 5 days a week. So let's
these
find
people
out.
are making just about
What Catholic school shooting was that on my Switch?
more money than NBA athletes.
And we don't even know if they're paying taxes, but we don't know where this money is going. Is it going to terrorism? Where is it going? But it's theft, it's fraud. And the reason I'm involved is I want it to stop. I care about Minnesota. I'm doing this for the people of Minnesota.
These guys are patriots, by the way. Patriots for doing this. The amount of danger that they're going to expose to themselves, especially from those Somalians. I mean, they're dangerous people. defrauding, and there seems to be ties back to terrorist organizations. I hope there's not ties to terrorist organizations, because if we can conclude that American taxpayers are unknowingly funding those organizations, that is terrible. That is absolutely terrible.
I don't make a dime off all this time I've spent on this. I put my life at risk several times, but I'm determined to see this through and to correct what is wrong, what is evil.
Here at Future Leaders Early Learning Center, this building received over $3 million. Hello.
Okay, we finally have one that actually looks like it could possibly be daycare. This is the only one that looks remotely like there would be kids in there, anyone in there at all.
I would like to see if I could bring little Joey, my son little Joey here. Is there paperwork, or can I check out the daycare? No? Why can't I check out the daycare?
Martin's not here.
Okay, but if can I get paperwork or anything to submit my son little Joey to come in here to daycare? We'd really like to put Joey in this daycare. We've heard great things.
Business card?
No, I would like your business card, actually.
You talk to your manager.
Okay, can I speak with somebody? Where are the children at? Are there children here today?
No.
No children.
Yes.
Why are there no children?
Two of Mexico.
I want to know what time this was at. Is this 2 o'clock? They're coming, so it's early, I'm assuming. Did he stick around for this? I hope so.
Would my son little Joey have friends to play with here?
No.
No.
Yes.
No friends for little Joey.
Yes. Sorry.
Ah, dang it. Well, have a great rest of your day.
He's so great at doing the mix of like serious investigation journalism and then mixing in this bit of comedy there, when obviously this is a pretty serious, dangerous situation. I mean, these are fraudsters from a foreign nation.
So, little Joey would not be accepted to that daycare.
Joey's still homeless.
Joey's still looking for daycare. And because little Joey couldn't get into a daycare, we went to an autism center, as they have
Okay, now we're getting off the daycares. Where's everyone in chat from? Shoot in the chat where you guys are from. I want to know, because I want to see if you guys are around Minnesota and if you guys have seen anything like this.
been popping up everywhere as a rise of autism has occurred here in Minnesota because of the government funds that they're receiving. I tried to check my son Joey into an autism center. We've been going to a lot of these daycare centers. We're trying to find a spot for our little boy Joey, but we thought maybe we could check him into the autism center because none of the daycare centers are open. Yeah, and how many kids do you guys have at this autism center?
I can't give you a number now.
Like more than 5?
Probably, yeah.
Probably, so you don't really know.
Probably more than 5 at a full-time center. Yeah, I'd hope so.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about like the fraud that's been labeled on the autism centers here? What do you guys do think about the fraud, or how come the autism centers are popping up?
Have you guys noticed they all have the exact same doorbell? I've noticed this. It's all that exact. That makes me think there's someone looking at all of these to make sure that there's nothing happening. They're not getting exposed. I bet you they're all the exact same. Those pretty high-end doorbells with this like shitty thing up top. It's all the exact same.
I can't answer.
What news? Are you a news reporter?
My name's Nick. We're doing a little documentary trying to find little Joey a spot to put himself in one of these centers here, because there's
Why are you asking us about
the fraud.
and stuff like that?
Yeah, because we want to make sure we're going to legit business if we're going to bring our little boy Joey here.
This is not a Joey spot. Yeah. But that's our number. Yeah, y'all can call. But this is we can't let you guys in. So.
Okay, thank you. So once again, little Joey, he can't even go to daycare.
Why asking about fraud and stuff? Oh my god. Tell me you're guilty without telling me you're guilty.
And now they won't even accept him if he has autism.
And again, no kids. Couldn't tell you how many kids they serve.
After being able to provide no evidence of them actually being an autism center in a place where a child could go, they shut the door and we headed to the next fraudulent daycare center that was just around the corner.
We're on to the next location. We're still trying to find little Joey a place to go to get some daycare.
So where we're going now is a place called Super Kids Daycare Center. Interestingly, this daycare center was shut down when it was called Creative Minds Daycare. and it had received $2.45 million this fiscal year 2025. They had to shut down because there were so many violations, and they went and they just reopened under a new license, and they renamed the center Super Kids Daycare.
Unsung hero of this story, this dude here. I mean, the work that he's clearly put into this is insane. Tracking those shell companies, the dollars from the government, is next to impossible. It is extremely difficult. So especially when they don't want you to find it. So mega props for this guy. It was definitely not easy.
Center LLC.
So they got shut down, then started another one.
Literally the next day.
Creative Minds Daycare, $2.45 million got sent to this daycare center. We have empty parking lot. We do have a bus here. This is different. We'll see if we see anybody.
I knocked on the door, absolutely nobody was inside, and once again, no children could be heard anywhere.
So David,
it's very obvious as well that these buildings are designed to not let you see in to where like the kids might play. There hasn't been a single view where you could see any children's toys. It's all been either blacked out windows or those like front office settings. And I think people are living in the back. Well, that's my guess, but we'll see.
once again, another child daycare center. We have a bus out here. No one's inside. Licensed for over 50 kids. No children anywhere. But yet, millions of dollars every single year.
So the sign says Creative Minds Daycare. They got in so much trouble. They had so many violations that they had to shut down, and they reopened the next day under Super Kids Daycare Center. You see 3801 Portland, 3801 Portland, which is where we are.
So that's fraud, right?
From a business perspective, okay, you get so many violations. You are forced to shut down. You do not ever, and they said this was this year, you do not ever move to a new building down the road, reopen under the same name or different LLC, but slightly different name, and then have an empty rundown business like that. That does not exist, guys. That does not exist.
They're alone.
Millions and millions of dollars, and again, the kids are missing. Where are the kids?
You'd think if they had the same address, that whoever's inside or working at the Capitol here inside of Minnesota would just say, oh, maybe that's a red flag.
They just write the check. Human Services, they got to clean out the whole bunch. They're the ones who enabled this fraud. How can you not look and say, wait a minute, these two are registered at the same address?
On top of all of the child care centers, that's just only
because they're complicit in it. Come on.
A small piece of the fraud. What other fraud are they committing here in Minnesota?
So another major piece of the fraud is the home health care industry. Where we're going now is a building that has 14 Somali-owned home health care companies in the same.
Oh, I'm excited for this, guys. I've seen this on X, all over X. It's a building full of these businesses, and it looks like it hasn't been touched in 20 years.
Building.
14 of the same healthcare companies in one building.
14 home health care companies with different names in the same building.
How bad has Tim Walz managed the budget here inside of Minnesota?
So the last
Tim Walz is a buffoon. A buffoon.
biennium, we had an $18 billion surplus. This biennium, we have a $6 billion deficit. That's a $24 billion swing in one biennium. How in the world can you burn through $24 billion in 2 years? This is how, right here.
Guys, the scope of that increase is insanity. And $18 billion of that deficit has been uncovered to be fraud here. I wonder how deep that goes. And the root of this is they're buying votes. They're buying votes. It is absolutely against the democratic process. It is outright dictatorship.
This is a huge part of it.
And so would you say a lot of that is fraud that's taking place here in Minnesota?
Absolutely. I would say better than 90% of it is absolute outright fraud.
And a large percentage of this fraud is from these healthcare companies that are charging the state millions of dollars while they actually aren't providing anything. In fact, the FBI just did a raid a few days ago on a building.
This is every Democratic state, by the way. This fraud is so deep, I guarantee you there is hundreds of billions of dollars in every state.
Link similar to the one we are about to enter. Inside of this building, there were 14 of nearly the exact same businesses offering the exact same services.
Right here, you have a list of all of the healthcare companies.
Let's take a look at this. Okay. African Immigration Community Services. We have Dollar General, First Daycare Center, York Trading, Horan Law Office, Hashi Consulting, Helping Hands Home Care, Senior Care, HUB. I mean, there's a bunch of them here. All the ones on the bottom. Coffee Co. I mean, anyone Google that? I'm Googling it after. What is that? Do any of these have websites?
Loads of them right here. We want healthcare.
No, it's okay.
Yes, we'd like to speak about getting healthcare here.
No.
Why can't I get healthcare here?
No, wait.
Warning, you are under video surveillance. No trespassing, security, armed.
What kind of healthcare spot has that on their door? Like, come on. There's no one that, no trespassing in a walk-in healthcare clinic.
This is the strangest place I've ever been to get healthcare.
I mean, the balls in this guy to walk around with those masked people behind him. My God, that's ballsy.
Just a bunch of different places. Healthcare here, healthcare right here, another healthcare company right here. There are 3 healthcare companies inside of this building right here in this room of 7C. Now we have another Helping Hands.
I'm gonna call that number. I'm gonna call the number right now. Anything anyone answers? I guarantee no one answers. Let's give it a call. So let's have 1. Let's see. Anyone gonna answer that phone number? Let's see. Let's see. It says Helping Hands. It says Helping Hands. See that?
Hi, thank you for calling Helping Hand Home Care. Please leave a message and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you.
Voicemail. Surprise.
Home Care LLC, another healthcare company. Present Help right here. We're looking for the best rates of healthcare here inside this building because we have so many options. Who can we talk about getting the best healthcare?
I don't know.
No?
Sorry.
All right. We will not get any healthcare here. David, this is one of the stranger places I've ever been. Literally, healthcare every door you go to, yet nobody will give you a rate. How much money do you think's been funneled through this building?
Every year, I would say 50 to 60 million at least.
And finally,
Crazy.
we were accepted into one of the daycare centers and they actually took down our information to give us a rate. However, when we left, we were then met with the police.
We received a complaint that gentleman matching your description were in this building harassing the individuals who stay here.
Oh, we're checking out the rates for healthcare. Because there's 14 healthcare companies inside this building, so.
Okay.
Well, that's not what he said. He said there's 14 companies here, and he's trying to assume because they're Somali providers that everyone here is fraudulent.
Okay.
So
He's here with some kind of like propaganda.
No, we're just checking.
Some sort of propaganda. And every single one of them won't let him in or give him a rate. Propaganda. These guys are just like so ignorant to the fact that like the cops are in there. You tell me the cops that drive around every day don't see this stuff? The cops that are on the street every day to these daycare centers that never have any kids. The names are spelled wrong.
The area that we're allowed to enforce trespassing ordinance. Is there any other reason that you guys are here?
Well, we were checking rates.
No, he's not.
We were checking rates. We asked for rates.
No, you're not.
Okay. I'm gonna have, if you guys are all good, we're gonna step outside and we can continue this conversation.
All right, let's leave. So, all right, we're getting escorted out right now. The police have arrived. We were checking out the rates, seeing what was happening inside this building. No one would really speak with us. We did go inside the one daycare center, and she actually did give us rates for childcare. Much respect to that lady. What's the problem, officer?
Well, so again, we've been getting reports from multiple individuals that you guys were harassing individuals who work here.
does it say up here? Dollar General.
At the end of the day, this is private property, and it's one that people are allowed to ask you to leave, and it's also one the Minneapolis Police Department is
Franklin Business Center.
allowed to enforce trespassing ordinance at this address.
Yeah.
So
As we got escorted out of this building, the Somalis filmed us as we left, and we headed over to the next building that had 22 of the same home health care providers operating from inside of the building.
Right here you have multicultural home care. And right here it says it's open, but can't even get in. Another Reliance Recovery Center. Mercy and Grace Care, Inc. Right here you have Denden Eritrean Youth Development Association of Minnesota. Another child care center. Welcome to Bright Beginning Center. But what do you guys think about the fraud that's taking place here in Minnesota?
Sorry. No comments. Can I please?
Right here you have Serenity Quality Care. All of these big.
How do they let this happen, guys? I mean, come. How are these not shut down tomorrow? Is anyone going out to check these like now? If I was in Minnesota, I'd be going right now down to these places and seeing what's happening. Because if they don't have kids there and they haven't, like, they can't. If they didn't have kids in the first place, they can't have them now. There's no way they can find that quick.
Businesses are literally the same type of business providing the same service in the same building. Another Convenience Home Healthcare Aid Inc. and Child Friendly Space. All these companies get money from the government. Why would you have the same company essentially inside of the same building, door to door? Right here, Queenly Home Healthcare. It just does not make sense if you're trying to operate a business.
At one time, someone had to approve these funds to these businesses. What does that inspection process look like? How can this upright, insane fraud be allowed to happen?
Business, you'd want to have less competition, but here they have all of their competition right next door. We're wondering, because we hear there's lots of fraud taking place here in Minnesota, and we're wondering why is there so many of the same companies inside of this same building?
No, I don't know that.
What do you think about the fraud that's taking place here in Minnesota?
I don't have any idea about that fraud, okay?
Mhm.
That's it.
What do you think about the news articles and what's being spread on the news about the fraud?
Right now, you are doing something wrong.
I'm just asking you
No, you
about
don't
the
have
fraud.
to ask me, okay? Don't
Oh.
ask me that question again.
Okay.
Okay?
Who can I speak to?
Hmm?
Who can I speak to? Okay. As soon as you confront them about the fraud, they get angry. When these people have these home healthcare companies, you're seeing them everywhere inside this building. What kind of fraud are they committing?
So there's false documentation being submitted to the state of Minnesota for services never provided. They're having forms signed in advance for services that were then never rendered. As far as a year or 2 years in advance, they'll have someone sign these forms at one sitting, and then they just file those with the state of Minnesota, and nobody from the state of Minnesota bothers to check that those services were ever provided.
That's called asking for fraud. It's called turning a blind eye. It's not called being defrauded. It's called being complicit in turning a blind eye and designing the system to allow this to happen.
So they're essentially just using people saying that they had these services provided months or even years ago, then filing the paperwork and then receiving money from the government.
Right, and the Somali community is a very closed community, so everybody's in on it, and they don't want to talk, as you can see.
And for this building, I'm going to give an estimate of around $30 million for how much fraud is taking place. That is a very low estimate. However, still a lot of money in fraud.
And do you think there is fraud taking place here?
I don't know. Yeah.
Do you have any idea what any of these businesses are doing?
I never ask.
And now with upwards of
Seems like no one knows. No one knows what they're doing. No one there can say, oh yeah, we have customers now. There's not a soul walking in the hallways. Like, it's the most obvious fraud ever. There's no one walking in. There's 30 businesses in that building. We only saw the police officers, the Somali employees, and then a single customer.
$100 million in fraud will be headed to one more daycare, and this one gets a little spicy as we get chased out at the very end. And after this, we'll be heading to the state capitol to confront the incompetent government leaders who have enabled this fraud to happen.
And I knew this video was going to be super dangerous to film because of obviously how hostile it is, and as we are exposing legit fraud happening.
Props to him, honestly. It is dangerous, and this investigative journalism is incredible. Not a single big network has covered this story at all. Insane. They haven't touched it. CNN, NBC, ABC haven't touched it.
I did get security for this video, and I was able to do it through the Black Line Guardian. And if you guys want to help fund my security in the future, you can go down to the link down below. They're not paying me to say any of this. They came and decided to help me out for this video.
I'm gonna
go to Black Line Guardian, the link's down below, and click Guardian for Nick, and those funds will directly go to my security and future videos as we are exposing lots of things happening, especially with this fraud. Like I said, they're not sponsoring this video. I'm just giving them a shout out because of how they helped me. So go down to the link down below, click Guardian for Nick, and let's keep going. And now we're going to the next location. Now, this child daycare center, this one's different than all the other ones we've been to. Tell us about this one.
This one is different because, according to the state of Minnesota, this 312 West Lake Street houses not one, not two, but 3 child care centers and is licensed to hold 102 children, and in fiscal year 2025 was paid $2.66 million by the state of Minnesota.
What's the fraud count now? I mean, it's just millions of dollars. Where's this money going? There's not a single customer.
And this is the building right here. So this building alone made $2.6 million. Let's see if anybody's inside. Now we're inside of the building where there's apparently 4 child care centers.
We met this lady and we
Does anyone in the chat want to open a daycare with me? Like, oh my God.
followed her to the back of the building where the daycare was supposedly at.
So right here we have 2 child daycare centers. We have the Minnesota Child Care Center, and then we also have Nuna. Between the two, $2.66 million. Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
That's the operation of a non-fraudulent
We would like to
organization.
know.
Well, it says we're trying to figure out 102 children. Is that for this facility?
What is the name? Do I see the
It's from the state of Minnesota website. It says you have 102 children here in your child care.
Which child care name is a lot of
Minnesota Child Care right here. It's from the state of Minnesota's website. We're just wondering where the children are.
Where the children are?
Yeah, where are the children? It says you have 102 children here, and you got $2.66 million this year in funding.
Not a single person walking in and out. The place looks like a hole. 3 of them right next to each other. No kids.
And $2.5 million last year. We're just wondering where the kids are.
And who are you?
My name's Nick Shirley.
Nick Shirley.
And where are you? Which department? That is harassment.
Oh, we are from ourselves.
Yeah.
Hello, we'd like to ask where the money's going. Look at that. Shut us down. Where are the children at? No children inside of this daycare center. And look at this daycare center right here. No children inside of this daycare center.
Look at, guys. There's not a soul in there. There is not a soul in there. This is midday. They've gone and hit all of these places. We haven't seen a single kid yet. It's my money going to fund these places. These guys just get a free ride to come here and just get paid illegally by Tim Walz and that corrupt government. It is corruption. It's corruption at its finest. And they're going to try to defend them. How? This is just the tip of the iceberg. This is happening across the US at rates I don't even know how big they are. But just this one independent journalist uncovered this much fraud in one single video. How much of this happens in California? I'd say every second daycare center is fraudulent like this.
But between those buildings, over $2.6 million. We are just curious, where are the children at? Do you know where the children are at? Where are the children at in these daycare centers?
I don't care.
How can these child care centers have no children?
No.
There's $2.6 million inside these businesses that were given.
They're all very quick to cover their faces and run away. Like, what you got on her phone there? Yeah, some TikTok. They're like, if you're just some customer or not in on this, you don't go, I don't want you to dox me. You don't do that. Like that, if you're not in on it and know what's happening, you don't do that.
Given by the government, but there's no children to be seen anywhere. People deserve to know where their taxes are going. If these companies and these daycare centers are making upwards of $2.6 million and there's no children to be seen anywhere, something fraudulent is happening. And that is not make you racist, Islamophobic. This is just the truth of what's happening here in Minnesota. If there's a bunch of white people doing the same thing, we'd be talking about the same issue. This is just fraud at unprecedented levels.
And that's why people don't look at it in the state of Minnesota. That's why Tim Walz doesn't look at it. Because the threat of being called a racist exists. And he is just so scared, and everyone is so scared to be called that they don't ask these questions. That's why this happens.
Here inside of Minnesota. It's actually very concerning. Where are the children at inside of these buildings? They're nowhere to be seen. Millions of dollars are being sent into these daycare centers all across Minnesota, and there's not a child to be seen anywhere. Here's another daycare center inside the same building.
We don't want you to be videotaping anything.
Where is all the money going for if there's no children at these daycare centers?
Sir.
Yes.
I told you, please leave.
Yes, we have a question though. Where is the children at these daycare centers if there's millions of dollars?
Ask me the local government, yeah.
Oh.
This guy's gonna get pissed, I can tell.
Oh, we've asked, we have the paper here. So we're wondering where the money and where the children are at. We have the paper right here, come here.
Who are you, first of all?
My name's Nick Shirley.
You don't have any permission to record me, period.
Can we talk outside?
You don't have permission to record.
She doesn't either have, she doesn't have permission to record me.
No, you cannot stop people on the street and question them.
We can ask.
You don't have any permission.
Where?
You can do that. Absolutely, you can do that. You probably can't do it on his private property. I don't know.
Are the children?
I will sue you. You don't have any permission. We have nothing to do with this. You
Okay.
understand?
Then are there
So leave. Please leave.
Are there children here?
Please leave.
Where are the children? $2.6 million for a daycare center.
You ask whoever you think is doing that. You don't know what you're talking about. So leave. Leave.
Tell us what's happening here then.
I said leave.
We're wondering what's
We
happening.
are not a child care. We are nothing to do with you. We're common people walking. And
Yes.
You are.
We're not accusing you. We're asking where are the
That's super interesting. I think there's a deeper meaning to that. We don't have anything to do with that. Ask your local government. I don't want to go down too far in conspiracy corner here, guys. We need to follow the money. Where does this money go? I saw on X that this money goes back to the local government to fund Democratic politicians, left-leaning politicians. His comments, ask your local government, we're not involved in this. That makes me think he is a pawn in this fraud ring. They are funding this to get money. They are using taxpayer dollars, your money, my money, to fund these people. They take a cut and then they donate it back to Democrats. If that is true, that should be one of the biggest scandals in American history.
children are at.
Don't ask me anything.
We're not accusing you. We're asking the daycare centers.
I am not going to answer. You have.
Where are the children at?
Leave. Leave.
We just want to know where are the children.
Who you work for?
My name's Nick Shirley.
Who do you work for?
I work for myself, Nick Shirley.
Okay, what are you recording?
We're wondering where are the children? $2.66 million for
You're not talking to
the
the
Minnesota
right person.
Child Care Center.
You're not talking to the right person.
Are there children that come here?
Who is the right person? Who is overseeing this? Someone is complicit here. There is a politician or someone had to go to the government to get these funds. He's uncovered already hundreds of these fraudulent daycare centers, these just getting millions of dollars. Someone had to initiate this. This doesn't spring up by itself.
Answer the question. Are there children? There's no children inside this building.
You don't know who you're talking to. Leave.
That's just a simple question. Where are the children at? David, they won't even answer. We asked him. Plain and simple, where are the children? Do children come here?
This is why I've had my life. I've been attacked twice. Once with a knife, and the other time I was jumped last Saturday by 3 Somali men simply for asking questions about what was going on. And
props to these guys, man. Uncovering this is a tall task. Brave.
And They're very, very violent people. They do not like this fraud to be exposed.
After giving this man plenty of opportunities to answer the simple question, where are the children, he called the cops on us and we headed to the state capitol where they're having a meeting about the fraud to confront the state representatives and people in the government who have enabled and let this fraud happen. Inside of this committee, a Republican representative showed charts showing exactly how this fraud has been committed and who is profiting and connecting all the dots. And while the Democrat representatives looked into the abyss, one of them spoke about how none of this is building trust and how this is a nonpartisan issue, so I went and confronted her after that.
Yes, but I'm...
He has some very valid questions to ask about what's going on here in Minnesota. And do you think this fraud
I don't know who
crosses...
you are.
My name is Nick Shirley.
Okay.
Do you think this fraud is Republican or Democrat or just facts that fraud is happening?
I think the fact that
Because
you're talking about it as a partisan issue.
Well, because that's what I heard you talking about. That
I know what I said is that
because
what we're talking
we
about is...
we want to build trust, but fraud is fraud, so why should we be enabling fraud to happen here?
No, I don't think anybody is enabling fraud to happen.
Hold Governor Walz accountable for this.
Okay, sir.
No. This
Sir,
is not.
sir.
When are you going to hold Governor Walz? No.
I bet you she had a tough morning when this video came out.
She is a representative for the state of Minnesota, yes or no?
Excuse me?
Yes, are you...
If you're going to talk to me like
Are
that...
you the state... I'm a disability advocate.
I heard you, and you got a chance
overstimulated.
to testify.
Thank you for testifying today.
No.
Ma'am, the facts are the facts that fraud is happening here, and it's not a nonpartisan issue. How come you think fraud has been able to happen so much underneath
I think
the
if you've
government
been
here?
listening to our hearings, we've had now 10 hearings on this. And so there's really good data from the people who both work within the administration as well as who, both Democrat and Republicans. I think what you heard today is that the Republicans who control this committee are not actually interested in solving fraud. What they're interested in is telling a story.
This fraud has happened underneath Democrat leader.
How can you say that they're not interested in solving the fraud? You guys have been in power in Minnesota for however long?
Tim Walz.
There has been Medicaid fraud across the country under Democrats and Republicans. There's fraud within the Trump administration. We have is fraud. Private providers.
She's speaking truth there. There's rampant fraud across every local, municipal, federal, state governments. It's everywhere.
Have made government a mark. And so every person running government, Democrats or Republicans, are dealing with the issue of how to keep fraudsters out of our public payment. We're also dealing with veterans. We're dealing with consumers. I hope you're looking at that. If you look at United Health, currently is being charged with defrauding Medicare. You know who runs Medicare? President Trump. Medicaid fraud is a 50-state issue. And so, again, it is not a partisan issue. There are Democrats and Republicans who are sitting in that committee talking about it. But what you did here was the Republican chair say she's not turning information over to the one person in government who can stop payment. And I hope you print that.
Thank you for coming today.
Okay.
Crazy.
Well, you saw what happened
the
there?
state of Minnesota that we live in, and these politicians are just walking off thinking it's okay Tuesday, and they want to go...
This guy's right. He does get a little overstimulated, doesn't he?
They want to blame the Trump administration? We have Democrats blaming ICE? I'm tired. My people are suffering. I'm scared for my little brother. My people are suffering, and these people just walk off. We have a governor who fucking doesn't care. How many more people are gonna freaking die? How many more people are gonna go homeless?
What is this guy's story? It's the first I'm seeing him. What is his stance on this? I don't know. I have no idea.
And how many more people are gonna be trafficked in our freaking system?
$11 million. Sorry, $111 million in day one of just going to these daycare centers. That's how much taxpayer dollars are going to fund these illegal Somalian centers. Damn. Oh. All right, guys. Well, I hope you guys like that breakdown. It's insane stuff. Insane stuff. Anyways, thanks for watching.